Welcome to the Motherhood Alliance podcast, the podcast dedicated to empowering moms and families on their health and wellness journey. I'm Britney Suttner.
And I'm Andrea Renkas. Together, we're here to explore holistic approaches that go beyond conventional medicine.
Each week, we dive into topics that matter most to you, everything from nutrition and mental health to alternative therapies and natural living.
We'll bring you the expert interviews, insightful discussions, and practical tips to make motherhood a little easier and help your family thrive.
Please keep in mind that this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to replace the advice, diagnosis, or treatment plans you have with your personal healthcare team. Please have a conversation with your trusted healthcare provider prior to making any changes or implementing any strategies or advice you learn from this podcast.
Whether you're a new mom navigating the early stages of parenthood or a seasoned pro looking for new ways to support your family's well-being, you're in the right place.
Here at the Motherhood Alliance podcast, we challenge the status quo, ask the tough questions, and offer a supportive community for moms who want to make an informed, holistic choice.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Motherhood Alliance podcast, episode 1. I'm Brit.
I'm Andrea.
And we are so excited that you're here joining us. Today, we're going to be walking through introducing ourselves, sharing the story of how the Motherhood Alliance was born, and what to expect in future episodes. So let's start with our story. Drea, why don't you start by telling a little bit of our story?
Yeah. So we actually are sisters, if you guys did not know that. We have been in business for over 10 years with a different company called Fit Moms on the Move. And it actually started back in 2013 when I became pregnant with my first child. And I figured out that motherhood was not easy. It took me by surprise. There was so much to research, so many things to learn, whatever it was, breastfeeding, sleeping, or lack of sleep, all that kind of stuff. And then it was really beautiful, but it was also super hard. I just knew I needed support in many ways. And being a fitness expert, I figured out that I needed support in my postpartum physical needs. And so that's kind of where we got started with our business. But we realized that there was way more to it than just physical needs. And that's kind of where we kind of started.
Yeah. And as your sister, I remember you being like the research queen when you were pregnant.
Google queen, where you were just researching everything because you didn't know what to expect. You didn't have any friends that had kids at the time, right? No.
And so you were just figuring it all out. And it was probably really overwhelming to be like, there's so many things I need to learn as a new mom.
Idea.
And then even after your first son was born, then it really becomes time to learn everything, right? From experience now and not just reading. So very overwhelming.
Well, and then of course, as a new mom, I didn't really understand I had other options other than what my doctor told me. I had initially had him in a hospital, and we did have midwives, which is great. But being a more natural minded thinker and just kind of more holistically minded too, even then, I knew that I needed other options. I just remember he had, ear infections and that sort of thing. And I just never felt really good about going straight to antibiotics or whatever. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I just wanted options. And that's kind of, more than just my own physical needs, which is super important, but it was also like delving deep into those other kinds of, different places of motherhood and just trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. And I feel the same way even about today. So just so all of you guys know, Drea has 2 kids. I have 2 kids as well. But what I find now is even when I have such a hunger for learning about all these different options of health and wellness, I want to bring health to my family and make sure that they are living the healthiest that they can as they're growing up. But it's so overwhelming because there's so many different areas of health and wellness, and we can't be experts in all of them ourselves.
Right.
Right. And so as much as we desire it, it's hard to find time as a busy mom now to be able to learn everything that I want to. So so we started our other business over 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago now at the time of this recording. And go ahead and continue the story as to, because the Motherhood Alliance wasn't born yet.
No. Yeah. So over those years, we expanded all of our offerings and programs. And we learned a lot about owning a small business and actually being an entrepreneur. It's not easy. Anybody who has done this knows this. but you don't really realize it when you get started, because our passion was physically helping moms physically with their postpartum needs. And that's really great. And it's awesome. We've been able to help a lot of women that way, and also find community, because that's a huge part of what we love doing too. But the problem is that we figured out that we couldn't be the experts in everything. And then when moms would come to us about, different things like their emotional needs or nutrition, like deep nutritional needs, or, something going on with their kid and things like that, like we could relate, we could give tips, but expert wise, we weren't there. And then recently, over the past couple of years in 2022, we started a specific program, and we are actually looking for a list of holistically minded small businesses in Northeast Wisconsin, which is where we live. But we wanted to share this list with our clients. And the thing is that the business that we were looking for weren't available. Like we knew connections, we knew some people, but there were things that were like, yeah, we need some kind of, mental health counselor, or we need this, that, or the other thing. And we were constantly asked if there was experts in other areas, because people trusted us and we wanted to help them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah. I know from personal experience, when my first child was born, one area I struggled with was lactation.
Oh.
And what I discovered is that for moms, especially when they're in those early years, when they need help, they need it like yesterday.
Yeah.
So in that specific instance for me, I was having a lot of pain with feedings, and my son was eating every 3 hours. That means I'm crying every 3 hours. This is urgent. And I had no idea who to turn to. And so to bring it back to your point, when we would, fast forward down the road, when we would have clients coming to us, their needs were fairly urgent sometimes. And as a health and wellness expert, I was just like, I need to be able to have a list handy that I can hand to these clients, because they don't have time for research.
Right. It's not our scope of practice. It's not our scope of expertise.
And I'm doing a disservice to them if I just say, I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so obviously nothing existed. So we decided to just start one. We just started to reach out to the businesses that we knew, the experts that we knew personally and both professionally too, because we made a lot of connections over the years. And then after 18 months, we actually discovered over 90 professionals in our local area that offered services for moms that we were looking for, that they were looking for. And by fall of 2023, we knew that we had to help more moms discover this list, that more than just were on our list to be in this class that we were starting. It needed to be bigger than just us. And so that's kind of where we're at now, because at that point we just had a downloadable PDF, and it was fine. It was good. And it was kind of just out there, but we had to constantly update that. And that was more in your realm of things, but that was like, holy moly, that's a lot. But the word was spreading, and it was awesome. And it was at the time, it was just a free list that the member, or that the new Alliance members could be on. But now we have an entire new directory website, and it's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you can check it out at motherhoodalliance.com. This just released in May of 2024. So we're really excited to bring this to families all around the area. So for those people who are listening, maybe are just hearing about the Alliance, they may have some questions, right? So for example, who are they going to find on this directory? If they're looking for help, is this a directory that they can come to for like what kind of services, or who are they going to find here?
Yeah. So like we kind of alluded to, it's going to be all sorts of people, whether you're going to have professionals in different areas of health and wellness, like thinking about holistically minded options that there are. There's going to be people who are professionals in the birth space. So whether that's prenatal or postpartum, or even in the birthing process, you got people in there that really are passionate about that. You have people who are passionate about helping women postpartum. So specifically, pelvic health, physical therapists. We have fitness people. We have different health and wellness people that help with moms, and then families and dads and teenagers and caregivers, all in between. Those are the kinds of people that we're looking to help with this list.
So you mentioned prenatal, you mentioned postpartum. So if I'm a mom of a school-aged kiddo or middle schoolers, is this list or this directory? Is this still for me?
Absolutely. And honestly, like my oldest son is almost 11 now, and I'm way past those baby years, right? Those toddler years, and you get stuck in that kind of that life, right? In that season. I'm starting to see more of that kind of teenage years coming and realizing more personally that a lot of that is it's like it's a completely new season, a completely new life that's coming with having a teenager in the house. And I don't think that that's thing that's talked about too much either, honestly. So yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a list for moms, families, dads, caregivers, kids of all ages that are going to help them with physical, mental, emotional needs. And it's all from local experts. It's all from local small businesses, local experts who are just passionate about about what they love doing and love helping people.
Yeah. And I really love this directory because these are all professionals who really focus on looking at the person as the whole. And they take more of a holistic approach before turning to traditional medicine. There's always a place for traditional medicine in many instances. But I think nowadays, especially after the struggle so many of us have gone through over the last 4 years since COVID hit, so many families are just so health conscious now, and they just really want to do their best. And so knowing that the professionals you're going to see on the Alliance website care so much about you, your family, they're going to spend the time with you to get to know you, look at you as a whole person, and then try natural things before needing to go to traditional medicine.
Right.
That's huge to me as a parent.
And I like, even having people who utilize, natural remedies too, and traditional remedies, having that, that approach of trying to give everybody the options, right? So you don't want to have somebody telling you, no, this is exactly how you should be doing it. That's not what we want. We want people who are passionate about giving families options, whatever it is they're going through.
Right. Like walking the journey with them.
Right. Exactly.
And then another piece just that we've had experience in for being business owners for 10 years is that all these other small businesses are also passionate about holding your hand through whatever journey you're going through. And if they're not the expert, giving a gentle handoff to another person who is the expert that you need to see. And that's where we kind of circle back to why the Alliance was founded in the beginning, is because when there's a family member who's looking for help, you don't want to just say, I don't know, I can't help you. You're not in my scope of practice. Good luck to you. You want to be able to hand them to the next person so they always feel cared for and supported.
Yeah, a huge part of it is collaboration, right? And over competition too. We have a lot of the same kinds of practitioners and businesses that are in the Alliance. A lot of unique ones too, but we've had kind of this couple of years of even having the free directory before for them, where they've been able to get together. They've been able to actually like interact and refer and understand like how each other operates. And now they can refer to each other, whether they're the same industry or not. And it's actually been pretty magical. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's important for families to know as well, because that way when they're getting referred to, business B from business A, business owner A has already met and has a relationship with business owner B, and is not just saying, hey, I heard about this place, but it's like, I've actually met them. I know their heart. I know a bit about their services, and they're somebody you can trust.
Yeah, that's huge. I think that's one of the biggest things. Some things that we've seen too come out of this is that there's more, co-hosting events, which is super cool. We love seeing small businesses work together to get the word out about each other, about whatever event that they might be putting on to help the clients that they love working with. It's been amazing to see. Yeah.
So if I'm a parent right now and I'm listening to this, or I'm exploring the website for the first time, what is kind of the overview of what are they going to find here? How is this directory going to help make their life easier?
Oh yeah, for sure. So one of the biggest things is that we want to help save research time. I mean, that goes right back to 2013 when I was a new mom, researching all the things, trying to figure all the things out, and going on those Facebook pages, moms groups, like, oh my gosh. So we're going to save you research time because we've done the research on a lot of these local businesses. We're going to have an awesome blog on there. We actually already do. Different experts are going to be giving out different tips, different ideas, different options to really just think about and then learn more about them. We have events on there listed. We have coupons. I mean, you can get all sorts of things on the website. And it just is going to make your life easier because you're going to see that there's so much more options out there.
So this really is like the ultimate resource center for moms to come to if they're looking to improve their family's health.
That's our goal. Absolutely.
And through the blog, I mean, that's delivering content of health and wellness content that you don't have to go out and find, right? Straight to you, as well as this podcast. That's the goal of this podcast too, is to take little tidbits and tips and tricks from the experts and make it into bite-sized pieces that you can incorporate into your life and send it straight to your earbuds.
Right. And not just like any experts. These are like literal local experts, like people that you go to church with, people that you hang out at the park with. If you live in Northeast Wisconsin, that's where we're at right now. That's where we're starting. You're gonna find that these people are local, that they want to help, and you can relate right to them.
Yeah,
that's
they're
awesome.
accessible.
They're
right?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, there's so many podcasts out there.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many blogs out there. There's so much health and wellness information. But I think that's a huge piece of our mission here at the Motherhood Alliance is to help you find local experts that you can truly connect with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So obviously there's the piece of supporting families, but we also are supporting the small businesses. This isn't just a list to be on for the small businesses. We want them to get some exposure and grow and have people know about them as well. So what kind of benefits are there for the small businesses?
Well, like we kind of talked about before too, is that we know how small business and entrepreneurship it can be a lonely place, right? It can be frustrating. There's so many things that people just don't understand about it. And that's obviously why we want to support local, why we want to help so many, small businesses thrive. And that's the big part here is that we want to see you win, those small businesses. We want to see your industry flourish because we know how important it is to moms, to families. And we also understand that as a small business, you don't have the marketing budget or the expertise or the staff to take care of different, social media campaigns and ads and all this other stuff. So financially, like staff wise, we just want to be able to help out getting the word out about you specifically.
Yeah, so incredible. I mean, this group is here to support moms and families, but also to support local small businesses and professionals that are passionate and to help connect them and really bridge that gap, right?
And a big part of that too is that we have events too to help them really connect, like we talked about before. That's just going to keep on coming too. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, if you are on board with learning from local experts you can relate to and actually connect with, and if you're interested in hearing about different perspectives, getting tips and tricks delivered straight to your earbuds, then stick with us. We're going to have episodes rolling out from the Motherhood Alliance podcast where we're going to be bringing those experts on, our local experts. We're going to be interviewing them in short, bite-sized episodes so that we know you're busy. You can plug it right into your life and make it so easy.
So all that being said is that you've come to the right place. Thanks so much for joining us, listening to the podcast today, and letting us talk to you in our first podcast. Hopefully this went well for you. We're excited that you're here, and stay tuned for the next one coming up.
If you enjoyed this episode, would you consider leaving a rating or review or sharing it directly with a friend who could benefit from the information? We know that you're a busy mom or caregiver, and our goal is to make your life easier by bringing tips and tricks directly from experts into your earbuds. By sharing this episode with someone you love, you can play a critical role in helping to make their life easier as well. We appreciate your time and thank you for being a part of the Motherhood Alliance family.